Welcome to the year 2025. It's a new year full of possibilities, opportunities, and most probably you are sitting by the Christmas tree telling yourself, oh, I'm gonna do better this year. Well, if you want to increase and level up straight away, this is the first video of this new year, I have a plan for you. What if I tell you there are some habits or maybe behaviors that you are engaging in? You don't even know about them necessarily, what they say about you, but they are declining your potential success. Huh? Do you like that idea? Let's engage furthermore. The first habit you want to let go is the fact that you are using probably vape. You like to vape, you like those stupid plastic things or metallic aluminum things that you put in your mouth and you suck like you suck on your mama's tits because you miss her and you're like, well, when you look at the man that is a full-grown man that is 35, 40 years old with a stupid toy in his mouth doing like, it looks nasty, it looks disgusting, it looks terrible, it doesn't look masculine. Yeah, you could argue that he could actually smoke, he's trying to, to engage with a different habit. No, it doesn't look masculine when you're using that stuff. And that leads me to the next observation. The second habit you want to disengage forever is if you're asking for straws when you're drinking a soda. So you take a Coca-Cola, you put it in front of you, once again you're 40 years old, and then you ask the waiter for a straw, and then you keep the straw over here and you're sucking on your mama's tits again. Once again looks very feminine, and once again, why is this constant need with you to hold something in your mouth and to keep sucking at it? What is the issue over there? Of course, you could argue with me and you could ask me, but listen, Andrew, but what if I put a cigarette or I put a cigar? And then once again, I'm gonna be with this thing in my mouth. Isn't that the same thing? Well, not necessarily. You see, cigars were practiced for hundreds of years. It's about being in a beautiful energy, conveying some information about you and emotions. What are you conveying or communicating when you're sucking on a straw or when you're sucking on a vape? Not to mention the fact that when you're vaping, you have aromatic vapes, yeah? So you're gonna use these aromas, and then you like a woman, she's a goddamn playboy, she's a 10 plus, she has tits, ass, she's beautiful, she's elegant, she's a beautiful personality, and then you go to her and you want to kiss this woman and your breath reeks of chupa chups or reeks of chippy cow, reeks of hubba booba bubble gum, It's simply not something that she wants to engage with. So think about the things that I just mentioned over here, which leads me to the next observation. Most probably, this is the third habit, most probably sometimes once in a while, you like to take selfies. However, the problem is 95% of people have traumas with being a nice guy, obedient and passive. I'm saying 95 because the other 5%, they also have the traumas, but the difference between them and you most probably is the fact that they are working with their issues. However, you most probably are arrogant or lazy and you're not working with that. Otherwise, if you would have worked with that, you wouldn't be on this channel needing anyone's help or looking for free advices. So that means you're not working on these things most probably. And because you're not working on these things, when you do a selfie, you're gonna have that very good guy, nice guy energy. The people pleaser energy, where you're looking for validation, confirmation, compliments, to be seen by somebody, for someone to care about your problems and how the universe doesn't care about them and the government has a goddamn issue. And then you look in the camera and you're like, hey, notice me, I'm beautiful, I'm single, hey, how are you? I'm enjoying my coffee. So when you do this, it's very feminine, it's not masculine, and it conveys a lot of stupid information about you. You don't have confidence, you don't work on your shit, a lot of stupid things. So the third thing I would recommend, give up on the selfie, don't ever take selfies. Another thing you communicate with the selfie is that you actually have time to take selfies. When you look at the guys that are premium and they behave in a certain way, they have a certain program or schedule about their lives, they don't even have time for that shit. Which leads me to the next thing. If you're not doing selfies, then most probably you're doing some other bullshit, and this is the fourth habit. You go to the gym or whatever and you take photos in the mirror. Once again, you look like a douchebag, you look like a loser, and once again, you do have time for those stupid things. Don't ever do them again. And by the way, certain guys, you know what they do? They do photos in the mirror and then they keep the phone over here where they hide their faces. Once again, you convey anxiety, depression, and like you're scared of the world. The photo doesn't make any fucking sense, but still you're taking it. What in the goddamn world are you thinking? So stop with this habit also, because it conveys a lot of low value energy. Some guys, you know, they are work home, that is the routine of their lives. And very often they're like, what can I do something? Can I do something extra to feel like life makes sense, it's fun again, and to diversify, you know, my lifestyle? And what they think about, okay, gym, everyone does that, you know, riding a train to Bucharest, everyone does that. So they think, oh, let me go and join a club for dancing. Let me get some dancing courses. However, dancing is for women. Dancing will make you a woman, will put you in feminine energy, especially if we're talking about dancing Latino dances, which is bachata, salsa. If we're talking about these are feminine behaviors. You will straight away enter into a feminine energy when you start moving like that. So of course, if you are, let's just say if you're introvert or you're very shy, but you want to meet women, you don't know where to start, that is a good idea. You go to a dancing course, you will have the instructors literally throw women at you in your arms, because they got to teach you how to dance and you got to work together, you got to practice. But if you're thinking about what can you do to become more masculine, or what can you add to your life to diversify a bit, dancing is not an option. Which leads me to the next point of this video. The next habit, video games. You gotta quit that shit, mainly because you think you're leveling up and you're making progress in real life. But what you're forgetting, you're making progress in the game. However, the question is, what can you take from this mindset? What can you take from this idea that you go into a fake world where you're leveling up and you can afford new suits, new armors, you're defeating dragons and demons, you know, how can you take that mindset from over there and apply it over here in real life? How can you engage your body, buy a new suit? How can you get a raise, a promotion, or open a business? How can you level up in real life? So with that being said, burn your PlayStation, put it on the barbecue, put some pork meat on it, eat it, and have a beautiful night. But after that, don't ever go back to video games. You like to dress in a very colored way, which is again feminine behavior. So your objective is to stay as masculine as possible. And us guys, we usually tend to dress with darker colors. So if you want to wear a red, wear something that is a dark red. Don't use a bright red. If you're going for a blue, go for a darker blue, not one that effectively screams that everyone just look at me, see me, notice me. Go for non-colors, by the way. As a guy, you dress with brown, black, white, gray, you know, you dress with like something more towards crimson, something like that. So don't go to the colored clothes, because you're gonna have issues. First of all, feminine behavior. Second of all, so you're engaging in feminine energy. Second of all, you're not gonna know how to actually sort these out in a way that it does make sense, not looking like a fucking Skittles bag, you know? And this leads me to the next point. You gotta quit wearing those bags on the side. You know, when you have a bag that you basically carry on your neck, it looks terrible, it doesn't look masculine, and when you go around with that, it seems like the bag is carrying you and not the other way around. So what I would suggest, give up on those bags, get a masculine bag that you can grab it with your hand and you just carry it around. And what I want you to understand also is, many women will look at you and be like, what do you have to carry first of all? If you understand that a guy usually at the maximum level of his developing himself, of his more masculine traits and the most of his quality, what he has to offer is his own persona, his own mindset. What do you actually have to carry? What do you need to carry with you? A bag of potatoes? What are you carrying with you all the time? The more calculated you are, the more quality and premium you treat yourself, the less things you will have with you. You understand that you're getting paid for what you are, for who you are, not what you have around you or what you can pull out of a bag, you know. This leads me to the next observation. You have these guys sacrificing their goddamn persona by wanting to make their partners in a relationship happy, and what they do, they take pictures with the Christmas tree. Now, that is not masculine at all because, first of all, you can see on the guy's face, he doesn't want to be there. Second of all, this is a thing women like to do, so it's something feminine, and most probably you're doing it because you want to make her happy. You can do a photo by the Christmas tree, but first of all, be masculine in your attitude. Be masculine in the way you behave, the way you carry yourself. Be masculine in the things that you wear on yourself, in the clothes that you have on yourself. You don't need to put a goddamn blouse with, I don't know, Santa Claus or something like that if you don't like that shit, if you do not resonate with it. You don't need to sacrifice what you are in order to please other people. So if the woman in your life loves you, she should understand this. You see a lot of guys have a certain age, they look like goddamn clowns because they're very unhappy by the Christmas tree because they didn't want to do that in the first place. You can be by the Christmas tree and still look like a freaking Viking. The next thing I want to mention is when you approach women online, you gotta understand that we are in a very saturated market, and the dating market is basically women have options even when they take shit on the toilet. There's gonna be a guy that reaches over the toilet and be like, hey, would you like to notice me, go out with me, blah, blah, blah. So women nowadays on Instagram, Facebook and Tinder, it's only about business. If you approach them over there, they will only want to fish money from you or whatever benefits they can get. You gotta understand, and you can look at the profiles that they do on Instagram or Facebook or Tinder, and you can see they are marketing for some specific niches and audiences. You gotta understand this. These platforms are not about dating anymore. They're strictly for business, especially for women. Women will engage in sex or relationships or dating outside of them. But if you, like I said, have a closer look at the profile and see what message is she trying to convey and what exactly is she trying to sell. A lot of them will sell their own body. Most of them will try to also sell like a piece of something. Right? It's a bra, it's some underwear, some panties, God knows. But they are marketing for something. This leads me to my bonus tip that I have for you, and I hope I got them right and I'm not missing anything, will be the smartwatch. Now, in what normal world you will see a guy that is 40, 50 years old like sitting like a dork looking on a digital screen of a watch and be like touching things over here? What does that communicate about him? First of all, he's not normal. He doesn't have a normal watch like old men used to have hundreds of years. No, yeah, he advanced in technology. But what does he communicate? He communicates that he is very lazy. Literally, the phone might be in the pocket, but he doesn't want to take out the phone, reach to the pocket and take it out. No, he wants to sit over here and look on some stupid little screen and touch that little screen. Doesn't look masculine at all for a woman, especially if you're on a date and you do that shit. Looks terrible. It will fuck up the image of your outfit, the clothes that you're wearing. It will screw everything. So if you ask me, this is my personal opinion, don't ever use smartwatch, don't ever wear that shit. Now, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget that you can work with me, and if you're interested in that, you have my email in the description below. I cannot wait to take you to the next level in this life. So thank you so much for watching. Until next time, you can actually watch this video. It will help you even more. Bye-bye.